Hello, LMFT Associates in Texas. My name is Wendy Copeland. I'm a supervisor here and would love to have you reach out and schedule a consultation call and see if you think it might be a good fit for supervision. Wanted to give you a little heads up about who I am as a supervisor, kind of my process, and wanting to support you launching yourself into being a fully fledged licensed therapist. My roles with you are teacher, consultant, evaluator, counselor, but not your therapist, but a counselor in terms of helping kind of figure out what countertransference comes up with you with clients and how then you are using that in the room and trying to not let it get in the way of your work. As far as other things that I will clearly be doing with you is crisis management, monitoring client welfare, ensuring your compliance with ethical, legal, professional standards in the field, and giving sort of regular verbal and potentially written feedback and evaluation if that's something that would be beneficial to you and that you would like to see. So I received my original license in California and came to Texas, originally born and raised in Texas, but did grad school in California, came back. And so I definitely have a sense of how tricky navigating the board can be. And I would probably say I'll start here with my biggest weakness as a supervisor is not always knowing all of those answers. But it's really important to me to not have imposter syndrome. And it's really important to me that as a new supervisee and therapist in Texas, that you also are able to say the places where it isn't your biggest strength, it might be one of your weaknesses, and you are willing to learn and find the answers so that you can become a better therapist. And so I'll start there. I'll start with that's my biggest weakness. I will always be on this journey with you, and I will find the answers for you, whether that's calling the board or consulting with other supervisors to be able to get you those answers. Okay, so got all the negative out of the way. Now let's talk about the positive. And I think some of my biggest strengths are empowering, encouraging, helping you build your own independence and confidence as a therapist. I had a really fantastic supervision experience and a really terrible supervision experience when I was learning this back, 15 years ago, 10 years, somewhere between 12 and 15 years ago. And one, I never was taught how to build a private practice in grad school. And so I do think that's a strength that I can bring to our supervision experience is just kind of knowing how to build a business from the ground up. Two is ethical clinical judgment calls, crisis management. I was working in inner city LA and really had a lot of experience in crises and being able to figure out what are the best ways to handle really difficult situations. So I do think my morals, my ethics, and my judgment is very sound as a clinician. I think it's one of the biggest strengths that I can bring into working with a new therapist who's trying to figure that out for themselves too. And then lastly, note writing was another thing I got from my supervision experience was I really, really learned how to cover my butt and take really good notes to just really make sure that I'm keeping up with the standards and that if something ever did go to court, that I was covering myself. Most importantly, thing you can do is make good ethical decisions, but ultimately note writing and making sure you're covering your booty is a good idea. In terms of who I am, and the negative supervision experience that I had is I had a supervisor that really micromanaged and always felt disempowered early on in my experience until I switched to a different supervisor that was a better fit. And so it's really important for me that we are building on your strengths and figuring out what is the best you out there in the room with your clients and really helping you launch and build your independence. So that's super important to me, and I want to help you do that. I am a Christian. I specialize in body image and eating disorder issues, teach and preach intuitive eating, listening to your body, that holistic body, mind, spirit therapist, wanting to help you be that as well as, be that with your clients and teach that to your clients. And trauma-focused CBT work is another thing. So I have a huge toolbox of behavioral interventions, cognitive interventions to kind of help you form more skills in the room. So I think that's really about it as far as I can think of. If you have any questions, please reach out. I hope that I could be a great supervision fit for you. And if you think so, let me know. Okay, take care. Bye.